Hey, what's up, D fam? Welcome back to the Weekly D podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Austin. This is my co host, Danny G. And today we have an awesome episode for you guys, and we are joined by an extremely cool and humble dude. He's an independent artist straight out of Alabama. He has worked with a multitude of artists such as Migos, Rich Homie Quan, and a ton of others, and has a dedicated fan base on both the music sphere as well as the crypto sphere via Twitter. I'm honored, honestly, to introduce Lil Mook. What's going on,
Hey,
Lil Mook? How are you, man?
what's happening? I appreciate y'all for having me, man. What's up, Danny? What's up, Kyle?
What's
What's
good, bro?
going on, man?
How
It's
you
good to
been?
have you on, man. It's honestly officially good to have you on. We've talked like kind of back and forth via Twitter a little bit, and we haven't really been able to like just chill and kick it. But like, it's really cool to like be able to actually like have you on so we can like see face to face, kind of put a name to a face, and just really talk
hmm
it out and see what's up.
Most
So,
definitely.
man,
Hey,
how are
we got
you doing, man?
situated. We good to go now.
Yeah, we had a little bit of technical difficulties trying to get this thing rolling, but I think we're good now. I hope we're
I
good now.
think
For
we're
the love of
straight.
God, I hope we're good now.
I'm pretty sure we're straight, man. It
We,
happens.
yeah, we good. Let's do it.
Let's do
Bet,
it.
bet,
All
bet.
right.
So, Lil Mook, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So, what we're gonna talk about is kind of where it all began, right? So,
All right.
being from Alabama, did you grow up in like a small town?
Well, actually, I grew up. Yeah, you can say it's a small town. I grew up in Opelika, Alabama. It's a small town that's maybe 10 to 15 miles from Auburn, Alabama. So Auburn is known for the campus and the university and the football team and things of that nature. So it's a select few of people that know about Opelika, Alabama.
Opelika. That's a name, man. Because
Yeah.
it's fun. It's funny because it's like the South just has like legitimately some of the best names when it comes to small towns, right? Like in
Right.
Texas, we have Mahia, Texas, right? And Mahia is spelled Mexia, Mexia,
Wow.
but
That's
they go
dope.
Mahia. But
Yeah.
That's
Opelika, that's
Yeah, I went to
interesting.
school. Yeah, I went to school in Opelika all the way up to my junior year, and I transferred to Auburn High. And I actually graduated at Auburn High School. So
Okay, so
Oh,
if you
that's
were
what's
officially at
up.
that point just an Auburn native, an Auburn local at
yeah,
that
most
point.
definitely for sure. My family grew up in Auburn, but our family kind of moved to Opelika. But I still have
Okay.
so much family members in Auburn. So for
hmm
sure.
Well,
That's
that's a
what's up,
bet.
man. That's kind of like me. Like I live in Needville, Texas, which is literally 30 minutes from downtown Houston. So it's like we call it the Greater Houston area. So it's kind of
Right.
similar, right? Like the way Opelika and Auburn were, where you're just
Yeah.
on the outskirts of the town, but you still rep the town.
Exactly. Most definitely for sure.
100%. So, what was one of your favorite parts about growing up in Opelika, though?
Basically, man, it's a small town, so everybody kind of know each other, man.
Hmm.
I like it because it's quiet. I've had the city experience for us when I'm going to visit Atlanta, New York, and all of these different cities. But the one thing I like about staying in Opelika, Auburn area, you have some sense of privacy. You know what I'm saying? You have that country feel. You know, like you can have your home on your acres of land and have your own privacy. So that's one thing I would like about staying in a small city versus a big city.
100%. Like, I think that's really nice because it's sometimes like, especially if you're in a big city, like it's so easy to get doxxed, right? And it's so easy for people to find out where you live, unfortunately, especially in the day of the internet. And if they want to find out, they will, right?
Oh, for
And
sure.
having a place that's kind of like away from everybody and away
Yeah.
from everything is really nice because then you can kind of like really actually have a private life.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's unfortunate because sometimes like a lot of celebs don't get that opportunity once they hit a certain level, right? And then it's just everyone knows where they live. People are outside of their house every single day, and that
Right.
sounds horrible to me. That's
For
not
sure.
that does not
Yeah,
sound fun. I don't want nobody blocking my driveway. I don't need anybody like
bro, that shit.
trying to like come in my house. Like I
Right.
like peace and quiet, right?
That shit
For
sounds
sure.
miserable, to be honest. Like when you see all these people just flooded by paparazzi, I'm like, well,
Yeah.
they're just trying to go Chick-fil-A or something, and they just can't. They're so damn famous, they can't. Like, I guess that's why everyone left LA, right? Everyone got tired of it, of all the paparazzi, and just started dispersing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Price is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so being from Alabama, is there like a signature food like from Alabama that you like anytime you're out of the state, you're like, man, I miss this. Like I need something like I know barbecue in Alabama, like I know y'all got y'all are famous for Alabama white sauce, right? What
Yeah.
but like is there anything else out even if it's Alabama white sauce, right? That's just like your go-to, like, man, I'm hungry. I want to get something. I haven't been able to have this, right? Like I like Atlanta's got like their lemon pepper hot, right? Kentucky's got, bourbon, things like that. I just need
Right.
a glass of bourbon. Like, what is that thing for Alabama?
Well, for I speak for myself. I can't speak for everybody in Alabama. All right.
Hmm.
So people don't take this, the wrong way. Be like, okay, well, Lil Mook, I do this. But if you in Auburn, Alabama, if you in Lee County area, I would suggest you go to Penny's and George. It's a soul food restaurant. And I mean, I'm not talking about just a specific item. I mean, just good soul food, man. You talking about some people that can throw down in their kitchen. Man, go to Penny's and George in Auburn, Alabama, and you will be satisfied. And good soul food, man. I mean, they so good, they don't even stay open all day. They might open at 11 o'clock and close at 4 o'clock. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like no, so it's a good spot. Yeah. Like, legitimately, they run out of food. So,
yeah. Yeah.
Well, listeners, y'all listen to Lil Mook, and y'all definitely go check that spot out because that sounds
for
fun,
real, man.
Honestly.
Penny's and George.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Man, if I'm ever in that area heading down from Kentucky to Texas, I'll drop by there because that sounds delicious.
That does sound good.
Then they got the best Kool-Aid now. We look Kool-Aid. They got the best Kool-Aid too now. Lemonade, whatever y'all call it, they got some Kool-Aid. I'm talking about the Kool-Aid your grandma make in the kitchen. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I'm a sucker for Kool-Aid, man. I grew up on Kool-Aid. Growing up in California and East LA. I am a sucker for that. So if it's good Kool-Aid and good soul food, you got me. Yeah. What's your favorite plate there, man?
They don't chinch on the sugar. You're just good to go. Like it's nice and sweet all the way through.
For sure.
What's Little Mook's go-to when he goes to Penny's in Georgia?
Man, me personally, man, I like the cube steak. I like a real good cube steak, man. I love the cube steak. Pork chop, definitely super, super nice. I mean, everything on that menu good. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, man. It seems like somebody putting their feet in that thing back
there. Damn, this is that good, huh? Well, I guess it is if it sells out all the time.
Yes,
I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna have to check that out because I'm also, for instance, I'm just a fan of like soul food style macaroni and cheese. Like just when they bake it, you know what I mean? Like you get that nice thick cheese at the top, and then when you're coming through, it's just nice and creamy and delicious. And sometimes every once in a while you get breadcrumbs in there too, a little something special.
Add your grandma Kool-Aid on top of that.
Oh, really? The little bit of Kool-Aid on top of it too.
No, I'm just saying, like when you drink your grandma Kool-Aid type.
Oh, we finish it off.
Have a good meal like that. Oh my god,
that sounds like sleep. Hell yeah, that sounds delicious and filling.
Yeah, that sounds amazing, bro. Next time I go to Alabama, I'm gonna hit you up. I'm like, let's go to Penny and George's.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. So we're gonna go into the hip hop, right? So what originally piqued your interest in hip hop as a whole? Was there like an artist that you heard for the first time and you were like, I like that. That's cool. Like, or was it kind of like just growing up in the culture, right? And kind of being exposed to it as you kind of got older and being like, man, this is cool. Like, I want to do this.
Well, I actually used to write poetry. Like when I was a kid growing up, I used to write poetry, 4th, 5th grade, like something like that. So I was just good with words. You know what I mean? And I actually started to try to rap or whatever, but I didn't take it serious or nothing like that. But when T.I. dropped this album, I'm Serious. T.I. dropped the album, I'm Serious. I don't know what year it was, but I think I was in middle school. I'm Serious came out. And that T.I. I'm Serious album made me say, you know what? I'm going to be a rapper. I mean, I still go back and play T.I. I'm Serious to this day. T.I. still one of my favorite artists. You know what I'm saying? Like when he just dropped his last project, that was super, super dope. Good to see him back at it. But T.I. was one of my biggest influences to get into music. You know what I mean? So I started writing music back when I was in middle school. And it was a studio. This guy had a studio like right down the street from where I stayed at. I mean, I'm a teenager, in middle school or whatever. But this guy had a studio right down the street. So me and my buddy, we went down there one day and just hopped on the mic and started freestyling. You know what I mean? And he liked it and told us that we can come to the studio anytime we want. So I started going to the studio every day. I mean, I'm probably 13, 14, man, staying in the studio 1 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, bro. Recording music. And I'm thinking I'm about to put a CD out. You know, so I used to let my homeboys hear all my little mixes and stuff. That was back when we had the little karaoke machine. You know what I'm saying? So let my guys hear what I had put down and stuff like that. But the dude whole computer just crashed, bro.
Oh man.
And you lost everything?
Damn.
Oh no.
Yeah, so his whole computer crashed, bro. So I didn't put no music out in middle school. From like 6th grade all the way up until maybe the end of my 11th grade year, I didn't put any music out. So when I moved to Auburn from Opelika, I was telling you earlier that I moved from Opelika to Auburn. and my 11th grade year. So in Auburn, I met up with this guy named Impala, and he had a studio. So I started rapping. You know, I started putting a mixtape together. So I dropped my first mixtape. It was 2000. It was January 21st, 2007. It was called Fresh Out of Class. I was about to graduate high school. My name of my first mixtape was Fresh Out of Class. Nice. And man, when I dropped that mixtape, man, the whole city was on fire. I had an album release party for it and everything. You know, so you got to think about it. When you're in high school, that's when you got your fan base. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like when people know that, hey, I got a dude that go to school with me that rap. I mean, like it was amazing. So just getting that love and stuff like that made me continue to do music.
That's what's up. Yeah. That you know, you said something really interesting, and that it's 100% true. Is in high school, if you start something off in high school, you got an instant fan base right there because you got all your classmates, you got the people that like you, the people that don't like you. Everyone's gonna be watching your project because the haters are gonna want to hate the people that ride with you, and then they want to put on for their boy.
Exactly. Yeah, yep, that's right. So any advice I would give to any youngin coming up, man, take advantage of the audience that you have in high school because. I mean, those people really, really rock with you early on, man. If you can just capitalize off that momentum, and you can have a lot of success.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. That's one thing I wish I would have done when I started podcasting. I wish I would have started it earlier, when I was in high school, because that's when I was riding with all the homies and everything. Once we all go to college and grow up a little bit, everyone kind of disperses, goes on their own way.
Thing. It gets kind of quiet.
Like, damn, man, if I would have done it back then, like I would have had a bigger following. I would have kicked off a whole lot quicker.
Yeah, most definitely. And then especially if you take that same thing to college, because you amass a great following in college too. I went to school down there at Troy University, so got a following when I went to college as well, and I just continued doing music.
That's sick, man. That's actually super cool. I think also, honestly, too, I don't know how big y'all's Greek life was there, but even like Greek life too, like if you can get like involved within the Greek community and like fraternities and stuff like that, they love music and having an artist with them and riding with them. Like it's just they'll show you out, right? They'll be like, like anybody from like Theta Chi, like where we from, to like Phi, to like, just whoever, like Phi Side. They're just like, let's.
Now, me personally, I never got into that, but I had partners that was in it. Like to this day, I still have my Kappa partner, Marquise. He stay in Atlanta, and we probably talk, at least once a week. Like he just actually DJ Envy they did a video a couple of days ago. He just joined DJ's Envy team because DJ Envy be doing the real estate stuff, and my partner Marquise, he was going to all of the events, and him and Envy was cool, and they actually gave him a chain and everything, added him to the team. So big salute to my partner Marquise. He's a Kappa. He's doing his thing in the city right now.
Damn, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Especially DJ Envy, like he's such a large market to be in his circle. It's something.
Yeah, man. But I mean, Marquis a good dude, man. One thing about life, man, if you be good, man, it's gonna come back on you, man. Just be good and it's gonna come back on you.
Yeah.
100%.
I agree.
So whether hip hop, or not hip hop, right? When it comes to music, who are some like other artists outside of Ti too that led you down like that? Like, man, like music is great. I love music, and I want to eventually be part of this scene, right?
Right. Well, when I was coming up, man, I listened to a lot of Pastor Troy. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Pastor Troy, but I listened to a lot of Pastor Troy. And then there was a group called Dirty Boys out here in Alabama. Listened to a lot of Dirty Boys. Listened to a lot of Goody Mob, Outkast, 8 Ball of MJG, 3-6 Mafia. Mm-hmm. I mean, all of those groups like that inspired me to do music. You know what I'm saying? Like they had the South locked down. And if it's anybody that I didn't mention, I apologize. I don't want to go down a list of people trying to name everybody.
No. But I mean, that's like, it's one of those things where it's like, there is a lot of people in terms of that influence. Like, I like this sound. I want to like, not necessarily project the sound, but I want to make this my own, right? And I want to build this and kind of like make my own lane when it comes to like showcasing like what I have in terms of talent.
And another big artist that was influential on me was Lil Wayne. Like I was a big Lil Wayne fan. Like when Lil Wayne, when the Hot Boys, all of that, bro, I had Hot Boys tattooed on my arm in 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought I was a hot boy. You feel what I'm saying? Like Lil Wayne, BG, Turk, Baby, Juvenile, all them inspired me too.
Man,
They were
That takes me
big
back,
in
bro.
the South then, though.
Oh
Like
yeah, they were
they
huge.
were,
Get Master P, and you can't
yeah,
forget Master P, man. Shout out to
yeah.
Master P, No Limit.
No Limit, man. No Limit. The
Yeah,
Hot Boys, 3-6, UGK,
yeah,
and they all ran the South at that time.
Yeah.
yeah. So that was a lot of my influences, man.
Well,
I
hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I can see that though. Like they were so fucking big at that time.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely.
Like they ran the game at one point. Like
For
ran
sure.
the game. Like
When the South had a really really good like it was kind of like what from like the mid 90s up into like the mid 2000s where we had like the Dirty South just had like a good run. You had like anybody from 3-6 Mafia to Paul Wall to Young Dro, like you legitimately had like Trey the Truth, Zero, like you had like
We still running. I don't know what you mean. Had a good run. We've been running the game for a long time.
that's true, and
Atlanta
they're
got
still
it on
around. Yeah,
hold,
exactly.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I know Atlanta's been getting a lot of love when it comes to the South lately, though. Like Atlanta's like just been building. It's been insane.
That's the mecca right there, man.
It's because
They spit an artist out every summer.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
pretty
that's
much.
true.
Pretty much.
That's true.
Yeah.
For real, man. I mean, Atlanta's a big music scene, entertainment now. I mean, it's the Black Hollywood right now. But man, I mean, you gotta think about it. You can go to Atlanta to the studio and bump into anybody. Like when I was recording a lot of my projects, you know, I might book a session at Hot Beats, or I might book a session at Patchwork, and you know, I could possibly run into a Gucci Man, or I can possibly run into a Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? Or I can be at the store. It's just so many people that you're gonna run into when you in Atlanta, man. I mean, it's crazy.
That's insane.
That's
too.
crazy.
Like,
yeah.
Just like thinking about that, being like, of just a general reality, just being casually running into somebody. Like, it doesn't like being in Houston. Like, unless you're in the city, like, and being from there, like, you don't really see nobody. Like, if you're from like the outskirts, ain't nobody coming to Rosenberg, Richmond. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's interesting though. But you know, going into like it, so jumping in the scene, right? Like, so we talked about like,
you know, Atlanta is only like an hour and 30 minutes from Atlanta.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
That's the easy drive.
Yeah, it's like an hour and 30 minutes away, man. So we go up there from time to time. It's an easy trip. You can go up there and come back in no time.
Yeah. Is that your usual recording place, like Atlanta, or do you record in Alabama still, or what's that situation like?
Normally, when I go to Atlanta to the big studio, I go up there to capture footage, you know, because when you're in a big studio, you want to capture those moments. So when I go do that, it's for the image. I want to capture the moment. You know, I'm gonna record my rough drafts here, and I'll get them mixed elsewhere. That's really, to be honest with you, when I go to Atlanta to the big studio, that's really just for the image, because you know, I got a guy locally that got a studio that got the good quality sound just like in Atlanta. So if I'm going to Atlanta to the big studio, it's strictly for the image. I'm about to put a mixtape out. I want to take some good pictures. I want to do good videos. I want to showcase a good image. So
okay,
100%. That makes sense.
That makes sense. I always wondered that, like, especially knowing like you're an independent artist. Like, I always wondered, because I'm sure it's easier to record in your hometown, have your rough drafts, then go to a big studio and have them master it, or like record the finalized version. So,
right.
I mean, it's something that I've always like wanted to ask them. I just never had the opportunity to ask. That's why I wanted to make sure I asked that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's just me. I can't speak for everybody. You know, some guys go to the big studio because they have more access to it. It's more accessible for them, you know, but it makes no sense for me to drive to Atlanta an hour and 30 minutes away every time I need to record. My buddy got a nice studio with good quality sound 15 minutes away from me.
Yeah, exactly, and that makes sense. Just as long as it's good quality and stuff too. It don't make sense to drive like an hour and a half, spend a bunch of money on a studio, right? When you got somebody that's like able to kind of help you out for, you know, it's not as expensive, it's easier, and he probably does his own like work where it's like you can tell it's coming from him and it's good and it's local and it feels good, like, you know, there's that uniqueness, right, and that quality there.
Yeah. If I go, like I said, if I go to the big studio, it's strictly for the image, bro. Honestly.
Okay. Now, okay, so jumping in the scene, right? We talked about kind of jumping in like in high school, right, and kind of building like a fan base, and then going into college and building that fan base there, right? But jumping into like the scene, was it difficult? Like, was like when it comes to like a lot of the Alabama artists, right, or any artists within the South, like were they welcoming, or was it kind of like, did it kind of vary? Like when it was coming in, did they seem like some were welcoming, some weren't as welcoming? And we don't have to go into details on who those people are, but more along the lines of, was it kind of difficult to really jump in as an independent artist?
I mean, well, coming from Alabama, when I was coming in at the time, it was hard to get on honestly, it was hard to get on. I mean, man, it's really hard to get on. That's what I was thinking in my head. You know, it was just really hard to get on, man. So that's why we always go to Atlanta, to the studio, and pass our CDs out in Atlanta and just do all of our networking in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? But locally, I mean, the people around your local area, they'll support you once they see that you got a buzz going and they see you actually doing something serious. But I mean, it's a lot of people that rap in every city. I mean, you can go to any state, it's a lot of people that rap in every city. So your hometown really don't take you serious until they see you on a different platform. You know what I'm saying? Like when my city saw me with Rich Homie Quan or Doe B or Dirty Boys, you know, then that's when they look at you in a different light. They be like, okay, Lil Mook doing something. You see what I'm saying? So that's when really get your full support. But I was throwing parties and all of this stuff, bringing artists down to perform and stuff like that. So I had support from the city, man. So once I got the support from the city, I try to go take it outside the city. But to be honest with you, I got more support outside of my state. Honestly, you know, just looking when I go back and when I look at my numbers as far as my streams, my sales, the show and stuff like that, I get more support outside of Alabama. Not saying that Alabama don't support me, because they do, but my biggest fan base is not in Alabama.
That's interesting, though.
That makes sense, though, because we have a homie. Shout out to CA the Don. He had a similar thing happen where, like, we've known him, we've ridden with him from the jump, you know, from high school. He's been the homie and everything, but you can see where like local people they really don't like, they fuck with them, but they don't fuck with them. Does that make sense? Like,
oh yeah, I get it. It's
yeah.
good.
And like
they gotta see him do something. They gotta see him do something. Like people want to see you do something, and be beside somebody that's on or see you doing something. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go get a big artist for them to see you doing something, but have a good video, have good quality content. I mean, because somebody told me this a long time ago. My buddy told me, Mook, you big as you make yourself look. So if you make yourself look good and look big, then people will perceive you that way, and everything else will just come with it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I 100% agree. I 100% agree with what you just said, because, like I said, the homie he's been doing music for a long time, and his biggest following, just like yours, is out of state. And then, you know, we always, whenever we get a chance, we love having artists like you, like yourself, like him. Like, we love talking to our friends and like people we're meeting along the way doing this podcasting thing, and
For
like
sure.
hearing their stories. And that's like the one consistent thing I've noticed is everyone says, like, you know, the people that ride with us, they ride with us, but the majority of them aren't our home base. You know, until you do something big, like you said, like he just did some stuff with YG and Manny Fresh, and now I'm seeing a lot of like the people in our circle be like, oh, have you heard of CA and this and that? And I'm sure you have the same exact thing.
They take you serious when they see you doing something. But listen, one thing I tell y'all, man, don't get mad or discouraged at some of your people that you thought was gonna support you and they don't support you. Just keep doing y'all thing, man. And they will come back around, you know, because one of my biggest mistakes I made when I was coming up in the music industry, just, you know, I would get mad and be like, damn, I feel like these people aren't supporting me, or this website won't post me, or this won't do that, you know. But I mean, these people got a lot of stuff going on too, you know what I'm saying? So I can't, you know, say something bad about somebody if I don't know what they have going on personally and stuff like that. So don't take it hard, don't take it personal, man. Let's keep grinding, and, you know, y'all support the call, dog.
Those are wise words, man, and we appreciate you saying them, because it's true. Sure. It's true. I mean, you guys, I'm sure artists see it a lot more than we do as podcasters, because I mean, we started this for shits and grins, just to have something to do, you know, and hang out with the homies, and meet new people, you know, and that's what we try to do on the daily, and do good by what we're doing.
For sure. Man, I feel comfortable on the podcast, man. I feel comfortable with y'all fellas on the podcast, man. We can talk about anything. Let's go, Kyle. Let's go, Dan. What y'all got for me?
I'm glad, bro. Okay. So, favorite memory. Okay, being on tour, right, and working with anybody specific. Like, what's one of your favorite experiences that you've had, like, working with other people, right, when it comes to the music industry? Did you have something that just, like, was a really funny story about, like, an artist, or just a really cool story about an artist? I know you mentioned something outside of the podcast. You said I had a pretty funny story regarding the Migos.
Well, this story is pertaining to Quan and Rich Homie Quan. So
okay,
I brought Rich Homie down for a show, This before he just, really took all the way off or whatever, right? So I brought him down for a show. After the show, we went right to Atlanta. We went to the studio. So the next day we recorded Connected. And Rich the Kid, y'all know Rich the Kid, right? So Rich the Kid was in the studio. We always in the same studio, you know what I'm saying? Like Rich the Kid hit me up on Twitter. I told him I was at Hot Beats. He pulled up. So it was me, Rich Homie Quan, Rich the Kid, and my team, their team in the studio at Hot Beats in Atlanta. So we recorded the record. I didn't like Connected at the time. I hated Connected. I hated my verse. You know what I'm saying? Like when I left the studio, man, I didn't like Connected one freaking bit, dog. But the next day, Quan called me. He was like, bro, that song hard, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He made me like the song. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I hate the song. Yeah. He made me like, I went back and listened to it. They kept playing it over and over and over. I said, you know what? It's hard. You know what I'm saying? So, and then right after that, Rich Homie Quan take off, Rich the Kid take off. And I'll be honest with you, man. When I was coming up, when I was in the studio with Quan, when Rich the Kid was coming up, I don't even know how to say it. But I just looked at Rich the Kid like he was a peon. That's how I looked at it in my eyes. If I did, I apologize if that sounded disrespectful for Rich the Kid, but I just looked at, you like a peon in my eyes. So I was looking at like, man, this, they come around the studio, so on and so forth. But little did I know his ass take all the way off. You know what I'm saying? So it's no love lost. It sounds like I'm talking bad about you. I apologize, but there's no love lost, bro. I fuck with you. You did what I'm saying. But long story short, I didn't like Connected. Rich Homie Quan made me like it. Rich the Kid was in the studio. He took off, they took off, and I really didn't take off to what they did.
Yeah. But I feel like even since then, like when I'm looking at like your music in general now, like there was a point where I see it, right, and you have like this thing and it's starting to kind of boom right here around 2014, and you're starting to kind of see some growth, and then when you look on Spotify, it gets quiet, right, and then you see a little bit of pickup right there at 2018, and then 2020 was like boom, I'm coming back. Like I'm ready for more, fire. And then like you've been kind of building in 2020 up into 2021. So what kind of like what happened there?
Man, to be honest, man, it was really financial situation, and I got in a bad place mentally. Cause I did a mixtape called I Am Alabama 3. Like, that's the mixtape that I had Rich Homie Quan on. I think I had Young Rap on there. I don't know who all I had on. I had to go back and look at the track list. But anyway, Connected was on that album, that was on that project. And that mixtape took off, but I put a lot of money in that mixtape. Like I think I put like 25 G's in that mixtape. When you talk about features, production, studio time, pressing the CDs up, flyers. I mean, everything that comes with putting a project together. All right. So I did all of that, and I really didn't make the money back for it. I probably made like 15 grand back off that mixtape. You did what I'm saying? And I paid, big money for my video. I'm working with GT Films. I think he signed with Cash Money right now. But I'm working with GT Films. I'm paying $800,000 for high quality videos. That's a lot of money out there, and it just really didn't come back to me. I was doing shows in North Carolina, South Carolina, different places like that, of course, but the money just kind of dried up, to be totally honest with you, man. And then when you talk about an independent artist, when you look at these websites like World Star Hip Hop, Live Mixtape, Dat Piff, all of these platforms, they benefit from an independent artist, if you dig what I'm saying. Like they look for, if you want to get your music on these people platforms, you're gonna have to pay the price to get on there. But certain artists, they might just post their stuff for free. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you don't been in the spotlight with I Am Alabama 3 on the front page of Live Mixtape, so I don't pay them they fee, they $5 grand or whatever. I think I paid them like 5 G on the front page of Live Mixtape. I'm just paying all this money. I ran out of money. To be honest with you, bro, I ran out of money. Finance got fucked up. You did what I'm saying, and I kind of got in the dark space mentally. If you financially messed up, that'll put you in a dark place mentally. If you see your peers taking off to where you think You should be. You know, I got guys like Rich Homie Quan, take off, pum. Rich the Kid, take off, pum. Migos, take off, pum. Then I had my partner Bama. He got signed to Hood Rich, DJ Screen, take off, pum. I mean, I seen so many take Dope B, pum. I mean, everybody around me was taking off, and I didn't really take off. So that put me in a dark place mentally, bro, the way I didn't even really want to do music no more. Because I'm looking at it like, man, me personally, I feel like, man, I make good music. And there are people telling me, bro, you make dope music. I don't see why these people ain't picking up on you, so on and so forth. So, I mean, that put me in a dark spot, bro, knowing you make good music, knowing you don't put a lot of money into your music career, and to not really see your career catapult to where you think you should be, that puts you in a depressed spot, bro.
Yeah.
So that's why I was at from 2013 to 2015, maybe, whenever I dropped Let Me Speak on It. After I Am Alabama 3, I dropped Let Me Speak on It. So I just want to speak on my situation, what was going on. At that time, when I released Connected on that project, I felt like Rich Homie Quan at the time wasn't helping me promote the project. So I'm just in my feelings. You know, I'm just in my feeling, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm in my feeling like that. He ain't retweeting, he ain't promoting it, so on and so forth. But a lot of fans and stuff, they tweeting about the song all the time. But little did I know, he was going through something personal himself. You know, he was going through a label situation. He was in a bad contract where he couldn't really do a lot of stuff. And I got a mixtape that I dropped called Let Me Speak on It, and I got a song on it called Get It Off My Chest. So on Get It Off My Chest, I'm speaking on me and Rich Homie Quan's situation from my point of view, you know. And I just had to learn that, hey man, you can't hold on to stuff, and you can't assume anything, because I didn't know what Rich Homie Quan was going through personally. I can't assume that he don't rock with me. I can't assume that he don't fuck with me. He's just in a bad situation personally. So we chopped it, we amended that situation, and just kind of move forward. But after that, you know, like I said, to answer your question, finances, and I was just in a really, really dark place mentally, bro, as far as I didn't even want to do music no more. Because I feel like all these big websites and platforms just trying to get money from the independent artists. If you ain't got no money, they really ain't gonna post your shit. So people really stopped posting my music. I mean, it just kind of died down. Like, I'm not gonna keep paying y'all to promote my shit when I see y'all posting such and such for free. Fuck y'all.
Yeah. No, 100%. And because a lot of times when they do that for free, it's for their own self-promotion, right? Because they see, oh, we're going to promote this big artist, right? And then they're like, oh, that person, you know, that specific, you know, site or whatever is connected to that artist. So we're going to, you know, do this. And then it becomes this whole thing where, you know, they're building themselves up based on a bigger name. But, you know, in the background, a lot of these independent guys are kind of getting screwed because, like you said, they're paying a lot of those bills, all those back end bills.
The independent artists are going to always get screwed. Because they're going to get charged the highest to get on these platforms. I mean, even the music guy, look at the music industry now, bro. You got to pay to get on these big playlists. Like, they're not organically putting your shit on these playlists. Like, that's one thing I hate about the music industry, bro. Like, that's why I started taking my music off these streaming platforms, bro. Because I'm not finna promote y'all site if y'all ain't going to promote my music. Because at the end of the day, all I'm doing is promoting a link to y'all website, trying to drive traffic to y'all website. Y'all ain't got me on not one playlist. Y'all ain't sending no tweets out about me. So I said, you know what? I'm going to create lilmook.com, and I'm going to go directly to the consumer.
Oh, that's fire.
Streaming.
That is fucking fire. I love that your perspective on it and how you flipped it on them, you know, because a lot of people, they back down when it gets hard like that. And yes, you took a break, but you came back with some fire. You know, you revamped your the way you're doing stuff, and that's fucking dope, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you saying that. So I'm in a better space right now. I'm actually in the best place of my life right now, man. Like, mentally, financially. I mean, I'm in a really, really good space right now, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. And like that whole thing, the whole situation when it comes to like Rich Homie Quan, right? Like a lot of it you can chalk it up to just being young and being in like the scene, right? And kind of like having that idea of like, man, like this person doesn't fuck with me because like I'm not hearing anything from him. And it's literally just being young because like I said, we've kind of talked about like with the family situation I was talking about, right? But like at the same time, like I have a bunch of people who tell me like off the cuff, like I've just been really busy. I've been wanting to hear what you have to offer. And then they listen to it and they love it. Right. And it's the same thing when it comes to that too. He's trying to promote it, but like you said, and we'll talk about that later, when you get yourself in a bad contract with a label that's not really pushing your stuff, like that drowns you and you're not able to really speak on anything, because especially like that, they limit what you say on public social media. They limit like how you do certain things. Like at that point they own you, right? And so like it could put you in a place where you really can't talk about anything or with people you used to associate yourselves with. So I mean, it makes sense, and like it's good that you guys like kind of squashed that and like talked about it. And like I think with age, like you kind of see like I was never that way in the first place. Like I just was being young, right?
Communication, just being young and dumb too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me tell you another story in that same era. So when me and Quan recorded the Connected video, we shot the Connected video in Atlanta at this little open warehouse or some shit like that. So after the video shoot, this is before Type of Way came out. Do y'all remember Rich Homie Quan, Type of Way?
Mm-hmm.
That record?
Yeah.
Right, so this Type of Way came out. So after the video shoot, you know, we was all standing out there, and Quan called me over to the car. He like, look, I want you to hear this record. So he started playing Type of Way. It hasn't been released or anything, right? So it was another guy at the video shoot recording that moment. He was recording Rich Homie Quan, letting Lil Mook listen to Type of Way. So we all listened to Type of Way. He's basically performing to the camera this new record that hasn't been released, all right? So the next day, the dude released that video on YouTube. The song is not even out. Type of Way is not even out. He released the video with Quan singing it on YouTube. Bro, in 24 hours, the video had 1 million views.
Damn.
They had to snatch it offline. They snatched it off. They snatched that video offline that they did at the video shoot. That they got it pulled offline, and then that's when they picked Type of Way as a single, and they just took off. Now I didn't say that to say Type of Way take off because they were gonna do what they were gonna do regardless. But I think that was super dope that moment was captured and put out there, and it did those type of numbers in 24 hours. That was super dope.
Yeah, that's 100%. Wild. That's awesome.
When you heard it, were you like, "That's a bop"? Like that's it.
Yeah, when I heard that, I like that's the one, bro. Like you out of here, you gone.
Yeah, damn, that's wild, bro.
Man.
Yeah, so that's a dope story. Super dope story.
That is a super dope story. Well, what's it called? So we're gonna go into the crypto stuff in just a little sec, but I do want to give you a huge shout out and congratulate you and your wife on your wedding and getting married. Congrats on that. That's awesome.
Yeah, y'all hand claps in right there, man. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think that's awesome. Like I don't know, dope. like we kind of talked about this off the podcast, but it's cool. Like even though like yes, you said you and your wife have been together like since like senior year of high school, like as just like a couple, right? And sure. If I'm not mistaken, you have how many kids together?
Me and my current wife, we have 4 kids together, but I have 5 kids together. I had my first kid when I was 17, turning 18. Okay. And then me and my wife, we have 4 kids together. We have 3 boys, 1 girl.
Wow, that sounds like a beautiful family, man.
That sounds 100%. Bro. That sounds like that's love right there too. Like,
man, we've been together for 15 years, man. We don't have our ups, we don't have our downs. No relationship is perfect. No. But one thing I learned about being in a relationship, bro, communication is key. Like if y'all can sit down and talk about something like, hey, I got a problem when you do this, or I got a problem when you do that. If y'all can sit down and talk about it, find some kind of common ground, the relationship will flourish and be so much better.
Absolutely. I think that was one of the things that really helped me and my wife. Like when we first started dating, right? Like a lot of stuff, like, because we were both young, we both started dating when we were in our 20s, right? But I hadn't turned 21 yet, and I was trying to figure something out. And my wife had already been 21. She was 22 at that point, and kind of like she at this point she knew what she wanted, right? Now I really didn't, but like she would see that I was young and not want to speak on certain things that she was like feeling, and sometimes she wouldn't talk to me about it. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like she'd be like, "I just can't believe," and she'll break down, and I'm like, "We got to talk about this." Like I understand. Like I'm a kid, right? Like in a lot of ways, like. You know, I'm still growing up, still trying to figure this out, but like, I'm here for you, right? And eventually, like, we really grew from that. And then, like, now we've been in a relationship for 2 years, married for 2. We've been in a relationship for almost 7 years. We've been married for 2 years.
That's the beautiful thing. Congratulations to you guys, man. That's a beautiful thing, man. Love is a beautiful thing, man. So find love. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, man. Honestly,
100%. Yeah, it's special, man.
Yeah, I agree. And that's
What's it called?
I literally married my best friend, bro. Like me and my wife can talk about anything. Like I literally
Yeah.
met my best friend.
That's the
Beautiful thing.
best, man. That's
That
beautiful.
100%.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all for mentioning that too, man. That's super dope.
Of
Oh, of
course,
course,
man.
bro.
Congratulations. That's awesome. That's awesome. You know, you found love with your best friend. Shit, that's a lot of people dream of that.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
And you
Not to
got it.
mention, like, even though, like, yes, you guys have been together for a while, being married is different. Like, it feels different sometimes too. Like, yeah, it doesn't, some things don't feel the same, but then you start kind of connecting certain pieces of like that puzzle that you've been missing. And you're
Right.
like, oh, yeah, that's different. That's what that's supposed to feel like. I like this.
Mo-
Like,
Yeah. So.
the sharing the last name, things like that too, even. It's just like, that's nice. That feels
Oh
nice. I
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah, that's
oof.
the good one. That's the big one. That's the big.
That's dope, man.
But yeah,
Yes,
no.
sir.
Well, all
Big
right. So
congrats to
next up,
y'all.
we're going to go into Kyle's crypto corner, right? So we're going to talk, first of all, like one of the reasons that like I found you too, and like a lot of people within the sphere found you is for one of your new songs, which is out, Dogecoin to the Moon.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
We noticed that you just had a love for this cryptocurrency, right? That song is fucking awesome. I like
I
using that in my
appreciate
stories when I can. I
Yeah.
really have a lot of fun with it. But like, what are some of your favorite cryptocurrencies on the market right now? Like, what kind of like led you to crypto? Was it like Bitcoin, Ethereum, other things? And like, what are your current favorites? Like even outside of Dogecoin.
Well, to be honest with you, bro, I didn't get into investing into stocks and crypto until last year, like 2020, around like April or May or something like that.
Mhm.
I mean, I always heard about market and stuff like that, but I didn't get into it until like April or May of 2020. So
Okay.
I was working at a car dealership. When COVID hit, I got laid off my job.
Mhm.
Damn.
So that's when I delved into the stock market. I started doing my research on the stock market. I delved into it, started investing money into the stock market first. I started in the stock market. I had a little success there. And then after that, I mean, I jumped into crypto. The first cryptocurrency I ever bought was Dogecoin.
Okay.
Hell
I
yeah.
mean, yeah. My brother-in-law, my wife's brother, he called me one day. It was back in like maybe like the first or second week in December of 2020. He called me, he was like, bro, have you ever heard of Dogecoin or Dogecoin or something like that? I mean, I see it on Robinhood. I mean, I don't really know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So he went into detail telling me about it or whatever. So after I got on the phone with him, I did some research on it and just checking out, this Dogecoin thing or whatever. And I was like, well, Robinhood don't have many cryptocurrencies on here. It's maybe 7 of them. So if
Mhm.
Dogecoin is on here, maybe something's gonna come from this. You know what I'm saying? So I said, you know what? I'm gonna take $300 and I'm gonna buy 100,000 coins.
Damn.
So that's what I did. I spent $300 when Dogecoin was like 0.003 or some shit like that. 300.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I bought 100,000 coins, and then when I seen it going up, I bought another 100,000 coins.
Damn, that's what's up.
You know what I mean? And so at one point, I think I had like 270,000 Dogecoin or something like that.
Fuck.
Uh, and the story from there.
Oh yeah.
So I started tweeting about Dogecoin, but because I love the community. Once I started tweeting about Dogecoin, I saw that it was a community. I was like, man, this is super, super dope right here. Like these people are really positive. They retweet. It's dope. So I just started tweeting about it. People started. I started tweeting about it more. I said, hey, so I don't gain a lot more followers from just tweeting about Dogecoin and stuff like that. So I salute everybody in the Dogecoin community. That's one of the reasons I stick around and I still buy the deals because just the Dogecoin community itself. It's a beautiful thing, man. I love everybody in the Doge community. You know what I'm saying? And then Billy, he followed me, like the co-creator of Dogecoin, he followed me. We chopped up time in DMs. He liked my tweets and stuff like that. It's a beautiful community, and I really think Dogecoin is going to be the cryptocurrency of the world because everybody keep talking about it doesn't have utility and things of that nature, but these major big companies wouldn't start accepting Dogecoin as a form of payment if they didn't think it had no future. You got to think about it. You got a cute dog. It's a meme. You got a big community behind it. You can easily put this on your brand and market it easily. So if you don't think Dogecoin is going to the moon, you are a fool.
There we go.
I 100% agree with that.
Can we clip that and make it
Yeah.
a soundbite?
We'll throw that in as like one of our main clips because I think that's like that. Yes, I 100% agree. So I've been doing it since early 2020. Like I've been invested in Dogecoin since then. And at first I was swing trading it, right? So when I first started, I was just kind of going in, see it go from 0.003 to like 0.005. I'd sell there, and then I'd go back down 0.003.
I used to hate guys like you, man. Y'all were the guys that would never let it get past a penny.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Well, at first, because that's how it was. I used to have 100,000 coins because I bought it for like even when it was at like the really low 0.0002. Right. And I was like, oh yeah, I got like 100,000 coins for like $400. Hell yeah, that sounds great. And then like I did that, and then like I was like, you know what, I'm gonna hold this. I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna see what happens with it. And then I started getting involved with the Reddit community, right? And Reddit's got a huge Doge community. It's just massive. It's crazy. Right. But one of the developers who happened to be on there at the time, basically, like, because I had tried it, we and a few other people within the community were trying to kind of like, hey, like, there's utility here. There is something here that we can use and build, right? And that's what we wanted to kind of like showcase. And then basically I was kind of told like, Doge is going to be what Doge is. Doge is always going to equal one Doge. If it goes up, great. But if it doesn't, like, we don't really care. Like, we just have fun with the community, right? And for some reason, I was kind of like, why don't you, like, I didn't read that in the same way that I said it, right? I read that as like, you don't believe in this. Like, you don't believe in this. And so it took the belief away from me. And so I sold. And then I bought back in when the big TikTok movement came. And at that point, I really noticed, I was like, look, this, yes, has boomed, and yes, this could potentially be a pump and dump, right? But at this point, like, I see, like, people are looking at this now. People are watching this. People are really seeing
it's mainstream. It's
at this point.
It is mainstream. Everybody know about Dogecoin. My kids know about Dogecoin. That's one reason it's gonna stick. It's mainstream. Dogecoin is not going anywhere. It's already been around 7 or 8 years. If you think it's going somewhere, you are a fool.
That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah. It's fun. It's literally like so fun. And then I bought there and I held, right? And at that point, I only had about 10,000 coins. But because I just put like, I think it was like $100 in there just to see what would happen. And that was at that point, that was about 10,000 coins. And then it hit 5 cents, right? And then it hit 8 cents. And then it dropped back down, and I didn't sell because I told myself I'm going to hold it. And then it went from it went from 42 cents to 75 cents, and I didn't sell.
Man, you want to hear a crazy theory of mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me tell you my crazy theory. All right, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist or nothing like that, but I believe, because you can look at it, bro. You got everybody talking about Dogecoin, all the retail investors talking about Dogecoin, big news media outlets talking about Dogecoin, Elon Musk talking about Dogecoin. Yes, sir. When Dogecoin went to 72 cents, the whole market has been on a decline ever since. And I personally think that's intentional. I think somebody don't want Dogecoin to, because I'm telling you, bro, whenever this shit goodbye to the bear market or where we're in right now, the downtrend, Dogecoin is going to take off because you cannot hold it back for long. I mean, it's going to be the people's currency. All right. Yeah. I think somebody is trying to just keep Dogecoin down, and everything else is going down. When Bitcoin go down, of course, everything else goes down, especially when you got China cracking down. Then you got the governments trying to regulate this stuff. These people don't want to see the average American keep making a whole lot of money off of cryptocurrency, some shit that they haven't regulated yet.
Yeah,
absolutely. I agree.
I agree with you. I've said it from when I got into crypto. I got into crypto last year, Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I kept bothering you about it.
Late last year, because Kyle kept telling me, he's like, man, get him crypto. And see, I was skeptical because, like, I had Bitcoin way back in the day, and, like, when it was less than 10 cents to buy a Bitcoin. Wow. And I ended up selling it all, when it got up to, like, $1,000. I was like, all right, I'm just going to sell it all.
You were buying stuff on the Silk Road.
Oh, of course. I mean, I got Bitcoin when Bitcoin was just on the black market. Let's put it that way. But so I had it, and like I ended up selling it once and made a little bit of profit, and I was like, all right, and like I made my money on this crypto thing. It's new, whatever. And then Bitcoin bubbled and like fucking took off and just skyrocketed. And I was like, damn, like I really missed out on this. Like, I got FOMO. I was like, fuck, I missed out. And then, me and Kyle started
Right.
talking a little bit more about like crypto and stuff. He's like, man, get in Doge, get in Doge. When I finally did, and like
Right.
I started entering the community and kind of listening to like the Twitter spaces once it started happening, and starting just educating myself on it, trying to learn as much as I could. Like in
Right.
my mind, it clicked. I was like, whoa, like Dogecoin isn't just the currency. It isn't just a meme. Like at least the way I see it, Doge is a movement. Like it is a movement. It is a change of power.
Yeah.
It's making poor
Yeah.
people wealthy. Like it's honestly one of the biggest and most important movements I think in our lifetime, because we were literally like
But it's not
flipping the
easy,
switch.
exactly. And that's one of the main reasons it's not gonna be easy to go on this moon trip, because they're gonna keep trying to slander it down and make all the weak retail investors sell. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't want us to keep making all this money, man.
Exactly.
You think I don't even want to go into it, but you think these people want to keep letting the poor people make a whole lot of money off cryptocurrency? You crazy. They're going to try to find a way to regulate this shit, man.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
And I still
it's a
think,
change of power. I mean, like
Yeah.
we're literally changing the power of wealth, and it's scaring old wealthy people. Like that's
it's
what
this
it
massive
is.
transfer, right? Like it's legitimately like in a lot of ways, like this is like people talk about the transfer of wealth, right? But like cryptocurrency as a whole, and especially Dogecoin, are really showing that shit's real. Like it's really happening,
And it's possible.
and people are terrified of that, right? Especially the wealthy people who are invested in the stock market. They are very scared of crypto because
I know.
it creates a new market, right? And at that point, like that market will decrease as a result of the crypto market booming. And you saw that, going through that, you've seen like when crypto had its big bull run last year, as it was kind of coming into December, and Bitcoin hit that massive, 64K mark, right?
Yep.
It caused the stock market to not recover like it was supposed to. Like pennies were already being hit really hard, like the penny stocks and stuff. They were already getting slammed by hedge funds. There's this massive, GameStop thing happening in the meantime that was also causing a massive decline on top of like all of that on those penny stocks and those smaller like stock companies. But now you have this market, this separate market that legitimately can change the face of the way that we see, modern finance. And that's terrifying to them. They don't want that to happen, especially if the retail investor, the standard you, me, and whoever can learn how to do it and make millions off of it.
They can't stop it. The biggest reason they can't stop it is because of social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They can't stop it. Then you got too many big institutions investing in these cryptocurrencies as well. Like you got the grayscale. You got people that's got, because those big institutions with money is not going to allow cryptocurrency to go anywhere. So they may regulate. I don't know too much about the regulation stuff. I mean, it's too much for me. But they're going to find a way to regulate.
They're going to try to.
For sure.
But it's not going anywhere. It's not going away.
No.
Mm-hmm. I don't think so either.
There's too much big money and too many big institutions invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, I think in terms of like mass adoption, it's not here yet. Like when we see like a lot of us within our circle, right? And like in the circle of cryptocurrency, like we see that it legitimately, like there are people that are buying, right? That are buying crypto, that are in the space. But in the scale of like the world, we haven't touched mass adoption. And when that happens, and it will.
The average person is scared.
Yeah, they don't get it. They don't get it. They don't understand it. They don't want to do the research on it.
Right. So once give it 5 years, I don't know, maybe 3 years. I mean, but once, the more of the public or the more the population be more acceptance of cryptocurrency. I mean, we still early. We're still early. If you're investing in cryptocurrency, it's still early. I know it's been around for 8 years, whatever, however long it's been, but it's really still early because people are still scared of it. These companies are just not starting to adopt it and take these things as a form of payment. Before long, it's going to be introduced into the banking system. The banking system is going to be using the blockchain. So it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, no, it's here to stay. I agree with you.
Now, I guess so.
But to answer your other question, sorry, I didn't get to your other question.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead.
Some of my other favorite projects outside of Dogecoin, I like AMP. It's on the Flex for the Flexer network.
Mm-hmm.
I like Polygon / Matic, layer 2 solution for.
I like Matic a lot.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Potential.
I really, my second wife outside of Dogecoin is going to be Storm X.
Storm X.
I like Storm.
I don't know about Storm X, but Storm X is basically crypto back. Just like you get cash back when you shop online at these different retailers, you get crypto back. And they already partnered with over 700, 800 different companies already. I mean, when you talk about, Adidas, I mean, Walmart, I mean, they partnered up with some big companies, man. And then I was looking at them the other day, and they only got like over 42,000 holders. I mean, it's a coin that's, in my opinion, I think it's gonna be worth easily 50 cents. I don't know when, but I mean, that's a good project. They got a really cool app. You can stake your coins right now. It's a super dope coin right now. I think it's less than 2 cents right now. You know what I mean? Like I bought 1 million of them motherfuckers. Fuck it.
There you
Hell
go.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Like I like Storm too. I was in Storm for like a little bit. Recently, like my big hitter is BTT, BitTorrent token.
I like BTT. Yeah, I got BTT.
Yeah, I have about 300K of BTT.
I like BTT.
I see its potential. There, analysts are saying $5 to $7 in the next 5 years, and I'm like, if that happens, happy with that.
Man, you can't listen to these analysts. These motherfuckers don't know what the hell they be talking about, man.
That's very true.
In the crypto space, anything can happen. I don't see so many penny stocks in the stock market go from goddamn it 5 cents to $50. I don't see cryptos go from 3 cents to $50. So man, don't nobody know what this shit gonna do, man.
It's still so new in the span of things, and that's why I like looking at an analyst point of view, because usually I just aim a little higher, right? Because at that point you see, okay, they can see it's $5 to $7, and they have this little like idea within the stock market, and they're pretty, in the stock market they can measure it better, right? But with crypto, you don't know what's going to happen yet, right? Like like you said. So usually, I like to aim, if it's going to be their $5 to $7, my PT is a lot higher than that, personally, because I'm like, if they see the potential in it, then I see the potential.
Man, some of this stuff can just blow up overnight. Crazy how volatile the market is. So I mean, sometimes it's crazy, man. So lately, bro, I just been investing in good projects that I feel comfortable with for future reference. I'm not messing with any more of those shit coins that come out every 5 minutes. I'm not doing that shit anymore. I'm not fucking with none of the bullshit coins. I'm only investing in good projects that I believe in, because I don't make too much money to be investing in some bullshit. So I'm gonna invest my money in smart projects that I feel confident in from 6 months to 5 years from now.
Okay.
100%. I've stayed far away from quite a few of those coins. Those coins scare me. The BSC chain token coins and the Ether like project coins, like those honestly freak me out. Like with the exception of like a few of them that I did invest in early, like I invested in SafeMoon, and I have a couple other pieces that like I kind of like just have a little bit there, $50 here, $25 there, just to see what happens. But
I never wrong. All I'm saying is I'm not every new coin that come out every day. Please stop tagging me. All these. I mean, I'm not buying that shit anymore. Okay, leave me alone.
Agreed. No P token. No like none of that.
Just got your base.
No, thank you.
Now. Yeah.
But okay, so when it comes to Doge, right? We have this big project that's going to be happening in October, known as Dogepalooza.
Yes,
I know.
Shout out to everybody in Dogepalooza. Shout out to G. Shout out to Sadie. What's happening to my people there now?
Oh hell yeah, we like those guys a lot. Like we actually had them on an interview about 2-3 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
About 2 weeks ago, and we talked all about the project, and they definitely shouted you out as well, and just talked about some of the artists that were going to be there. Like so we know how you kind of got into Doge, right, and kind of found your way there. What led you to Dogepalooza? Was it going through the spaces, or was it just kind of like him, like Greg approaching you?
Well, this what happened, bro. Like. Since I've been accepted into the Doge community and I've been embraced, I was trying to think of something I could do to make it fun and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I just sent a tweet out one day and I was like, I think I've got an idea of like a Doge festival. I can't remember exact wording of the tweet. But I mean, everybody started retweeting. It got so many retweets just talking about the Doge special. And Greg at Doge Palooza sent me a DM, and he was like, "Yo, this is what we're working on. We would love to partner up and bring you on board the team." And we just, instead of naming it Doge Fest, because I mean anybody can have that, and they just tell me all the reasons why Doge Festival probably wouldn't be a good name. So honestly, he sounded right. I mean, it made a lot of sense as far as we talking about branding and things of that nature. So he was like, we just do Doge Palooza. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was a great idea. And we've just been running with Doge Palooza, you know. So that's how that relationship began. You know, G hit me up on Twitter. We chopped it up. We've been doing conference calls at least, you know, maybe twice a month recently. We had one here. So I mean, I love Sadie. I haven't met either one of them personally, but the conversation that we have, I like the energy, I like the vibes, and all of the stuff that they're doing behind the scene is tremendous. I mean, they're doing a lot of work when you talk about conference calls, booking these venues, you know, talking to these different people. I mean, that's a lot of work, man. So I commend them and I salute Doge Palooza and the whole team behind what they got going on, because obviously I can't be so active, you know, with the whole project, you know, but I'm going to support it and perform at the project. But they deserve all the credit because they're doing all the hard work. So salute to everybody at Doge Palooza, and I'm excited to perform. Ecstatic about that for sure.
Yeah, buddy.
And we're excited to see you perform. It's going to be fun. Man.
Yeah, most definitely. And I saw earlier that Doge Palooza, they did like a charity. I think they donated to was it the American Cancer Society? I think they donated over 4,000 Doge coins to them or something like that. So I thought that was super dope.
That was cool.
Sincere Doge, which we probably popped in his space maybe once or twice. Like he kind of comes in and out of like, you know, Coco Spaces and a few other places, but he has his own space that he runs 24/7, right? And he does that with like another, you know, I think group of like 3 other people, which is like LS Doge, and then I think one other, which is Major Tom, and those are like the three guys, and they run a just a 24-hour space, and they talk about everything, right? And they actually worked with Greg and Sadie and made something called the Swear Jar for their 24-hour thing. And what it was people that were willing to do it would, if let's say hypothetically during the day specifically, if it was going to get a little raunchy, right, if they cussed by any means, they would put something in the swear jar. And so it kind of grew and became this thing. And that's actually the money. That swear jar is actually the money that they were able to donate to the actual Cancer Society. So that's where it comes from. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. So shout out to everybody that donated to that. I mean, that's what Doge is about, man. Do only good every day. Donate, tip. I mean, spend Doge. I mean, that's the only way we're gonna make Doge the #1 cryptocurrency. We got to not only hold Doge, we got to spend Doge. Spend it. We got to spend it. We got to tip it. We got to actually use it. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. And it's awesome to see that it's going to a good cause. Like, you know, the American Cancer Society is just it's just the first one in a list of many that is potentially going to be, you know, really benefiting off of, you know, Dogecoin and people like really putting the love and actual like work into this project, right? And so we're really looking forward to Doge Palooza and, you know, what's going to happen with it as well as you know, Dogecoin as a whole. I was going to bring this question up, but, you know, do you feel like this bear market we're in right now, do you think we're going to be crawling out of that market soon? Or do you think we're going to be stuck in this little red trend for a little while longer? And it's just, like I said, none of us are financial advisors. We're all kind of like just thinking about it, kind of having an idea, watching, you know, trends. And when it comes to like, whether it be watching trends via like a chart or watching trends via social media and the way that the kind of like it's flowing, because you can kind of tell, and it does have some effect on the market, right? What are your thoughts on that?
To be honest with you, man, I don't know when we're going to come out of this market, because I'm not a technical analyst and I don't pretend to be. So, I mean, I don't know when we're going to come out of this market, bro. I mean, we've been in this market for like 2 months now, right? I mean, every day you wake up and check your portfolio, you'd be like, I'm not looking at this thing anymore.
It hurts, man.
You know what I mean? Like it just don't really got that bad, bro. Like I don't even look at my portfolio every day like I used to, because man, it's just been bad. Every time you get on Twitter, it's something bad coming about cryptocurrency. They just been slamming it. They just been hammering it. I mean, I don't know when we're gonna come out of this market, bro. I'm not finna sit here and lie to you. I have no idea, but I don't want people to give up on Dogecoin. I want you to continue to buy Dogecoin, continue to spend Dogecoin. But we all know when Bitcoin goes down, the whole market goes down.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
It's hard for another altcoin to break out when Bitcoin going down. I mean, it's really, really hard. I mean, you got these people trying to regulate it. You got China doing crash down. You got all these different articles talking about. I mean, they just slamming it right now, bro. I don't know when we're gonna come out this market. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, bro. I'm buying the dips and hoping that we come out here this motherfucker soon. But the bull run did last for a long time. You know, I will say that the bull run, it was a massive bull run. I mean, it seemed like every day something was going green. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, so I mean, you gotta have this. I mean, you gotta have your down market to come back strong again. You dig what I'm saying?
Absolutely. No, I 100% agree with you. I think like when it comes to it, I think it's going to be a while personally. But that's just based on opinion rather than any kind of like analyst. I just see like there being a longer, because we had such a good and long bull market. I do see it trending and continue to trend down probably a little bit further. Just, I don't know how, like where that stopping point is. An analyst or somebody there could tell you that, but I think we got a little bit lower to go. But with that being said, there's a lot of catalysts that could potentially throw this thing back in the run.
I think it's going to come back stronger.
It'll go back to the bulls. So yeah, I think it's going
to come stronger for sure. I have no doubt that it's going to come back stronger. The market is going to bounce back, and when it bounce back, Bitcoin going to 100,000.
There you go.
I think so too.
There you go.
I think so too. I just don't. It's just the question is when.
Exactly. So I can't. Now that I don't have an answer for you there, Brody.
It's a patience game. We just gotta ride it out, and when it gets good, it gets good. When it gets low, it's low.
With that being said,
that's why I tell anybody that invests, man. If you're gonna invest, make sure you invest in a project that you fully believe in. Now, if you invest for the long run, you really don't care what the day-to-day trading do.
Yeah.
You know, if you're gonna be in this currency for a year or 2 years, whatever your target is, your strategy is, you don't give a damn what it does throughout the day, every day.
Exactly. It's a long game.
Yeah.
But I think we're moving in a positive direction, but we'll see. Yeah. I mean, like I said, there's a ton of catalysts that could potentially happen. I'm not gonna bring up any of those catalysts because people love to put dates on things, and that's definitely what causes, I think, in my personal opinion, what causes a lot of these drops. Right? People love to make these dates.
Now, there's one thing I hate. I hate when the community try to set a date that Dogecoin is gonna pop off. Man, that shit is not. It hasn't worked ever since they've been doing that. Please stop setting dates. Just let it go organically, and it's gonna do what it's gonna do. But don't be setting no dates. Talking about it's gonna do this. But every date that they set, it have a massive sell-off.
Agreed. It's basically legitimately giving ammo to short sellers to short on that day and buy, sell it so they can buy back in and push that sucker up, but on their terms, right? It becomes their terms of when they want to see it grow, because they're going to keep it as low as possible to continue to try and accumulate before they start bringing that sucker back up. And that scares a ton of new investors.
Yep.
All right. So what we're going to do is, before we go to the topic 2, we're going to go ahead and play Dogecoin to the Moon for you guys, and we'll be right back.
All right, bet. Dope.
Dogecoin to the moon, Dogecoin to the moon, Dogecoin to the moon, Dogecoin to the moon. I got Doge in my wallet, transfers and deposits. I just bought a spacesuit, we taking out like a rocket. Dogecoin to the moon, Dogecoin to the moon, Dogecoin to the moon, Dogecoin to the moon. I got Doge in my wallet, transfers and deposits. I just bought a spacesuit, we taking out like a rocket. I got the Doge, I bought it a penny, no, it was below. I still be buying the dip. Weak hands already done sold. Me, I just buying whole, cause I know where it's about to go. I got diamond hands, I won't panic sell, cause my average price so low. When it take a dip, I just average up. I'm trying to accumulate more. I remember hearing about Dogecoin when it was 0.004. Stop hating on Doe, you a peon. We already endorsed by Elon, Mark Cuban and Big Snoop Dogg. We hit $1 and beyond. Dogecoin to the moon, Dogecoin to the moon. Dogecoin to the moon, Dogecoin to the moon. I got Doge in my wallet, transfers and deposits. I just bought a spacesuit, we taking out like a rocket. Dogecoin to the moon, Dogecoin to the moon. Dogecoin to the moon, Dogecoin to the moon. I got Doge in my wallet, transfers and deposits. I just bought a spacesuit, we taking out like a rocket.
Those are 3, 2, 1. And we're back. I really hope you guys enjoyed Dogecoin to the Moon. Like I said, it's a really fucking dope song. So hope you guys enjoyed listening to it. Next up, we're gonna go. Go ahead, Mook. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying I appreciate it. No, I'm just saying I appreciate it.
Oh, 100%.
100, man.
Next up, we're gonna go into.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just gonna have to say it's a dope ass song. I mean, it's just fire, and it's perfect for the time, perfect for the movement. Can't wait to hear you perform that. You know,
yeah,
it's gonna be dope.
When I heard the beat, I was like, man, this beat right here is perfect for this type of song, because I was looking back on my catalog, and I'm big for making I made a song called I Am Alabama. I named damn near every city in Alabama. I'm known for doing, like, I got Alabama lingo. I'm known for doing, stuff like that. So I'm like, this be perfect for, something like this. So I just made the song, and I thought it was super dope.
Oh, hell yeah. Super dope
I definitely
song.
agree with that.
Like I said, can't wait to hear it live, man.
Most definitely. I'm ready to perform it live, dog. For sure.
Yeah, we can't wait to freaking hear it, man. It's gonna be a blast. Wherever in Texas it's gonna be, because I know the date hasn't been officially announced yet, or the date and the venue. So that's coming though. Just for the listeners here. Yeah, it's coming very, very soon. There are people that do know when this is happening, but they're making sure everything's ready, fully set, and that will be announced at a later date. So patience is appreciated from the Dogecoin team, the Doge Palooza core team. So thank you for that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the whole Doge Palooza core team. Much love.
Yes.
They're working real hard behind the scenes.
Yes, they are. Shout out to everybody.
So
let's move on to the next one.
Yeah. So with topic 2, we're going to talk about a little bit about the life of being an independent artist, right? We kind of touched on it like a little bit, right, in topic 1, but really it's like, what kind of like led you down the path of remaining independent, right? What was there ever an opportunity where a label did kind of like come up and be like, I have this offer for you, like I have this contract that you can sign, and was it something that potentially was appealing, or was it like staying far away from that?
I mean, just being in the music industry, coming up as an independent artist, of course I've had labels reach out to me and try to sign me and things of that nature. But I just never felt like the money was enough, to be totally honest with you, because I was looking at it like, I can make this in the street. Mm-hmm. So, none of the deals that I was ever presented with, I just never feel like it was enough. And I'm definitely not going to be giving away my publishing, because a lot of deals want you to give up your publishing and stuff like that. So I just felt like it was better for me to stay independent, go the independent route, especially when you got sites like TuneCore, CD Baby, DistroKid, where you can upload your own music, pay the subscription fee, and just put your project out and get paid 100% of your own profit. I mean, that made more sense to me. All I gotta do is make a good project, and if it's good, it'll take off. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still in the process of trying to make a really, really good project that'll catapult my career to the next level. You know what I'm saying, Cole? I mean, I'm still waiting on my big mama. You did what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm just going the independent route because I just feel like it's the best route to go. You can go directly to the consumer. That's what the game is going to right now. It's going directly to the consumer. And I feel like being independent is good. I'm not taking away from anybody that's on a major label, because I've heard that, hey, going through a major, then going the independent route could be a good learning curve for you too. So, nothing bad about the label. If a label ever came with me at a significant amount of money that I thought would change my whole life, I probably would have signed. But with the money that I was always presented, I mean, I got that money out of the street myself personally, so it made no sense for me to sign.
Yeah, that makes sense, because like, there's no point in giving away your masters and your publishing for money you can make on your own. Like,
right? I mean, I can make $250,000 on the street, bro. Like, I can get 100,000 on the street. Like, if y'all gonna give me some money, it gotta be something gonna change my life. Give me 2.5 million, 3, 4, you know what I mean?
With the signing bonus, right?
Yeah.
I mean, It makes sense because you also hear these horror stories, right? Of signing with a label, like I think one of the biggest examples, like right now, like especially in the hip hop community, is Designer, right? Designer got hit with a label, and then he had Timmy Turner, he had Panda, and then you don't hear anything from him. You hear a few projects here and there, like at the beginning, and then he drops off. Why did he drop off? Not because he didn't have music. He was wanting to release projects and actually get stuff out there, but because of the label and what he was dealing with, they weren't letting him release anything. And so he was just like, look, like I'm in a bad contract. Like they're starting to kind of like push my music further and further down, making it harder for me to release stuff. He's like, so I have nothing to put out. And so that happened to him. And now that he releases a bunch of music. But by that time, it's too late. It gets to the point where he's lost that following. He's lost that build that he had. And now he's stuck in a situation where I don't even think he does music anymore. Like, that sucks.
I'm sure he
especially
does. He's shelf.
Well, you got to think about it. Man. I think Designer, my personal opinion, I think Designer messed himself up strictly for his sound. He sounded like Future. You got to think. Everybody thought he was Future. I mean, I don't know no artist. Well, I ain't even gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I was about to say I don't know no artist that sounded like that still made it, but all these motherfuckers sounding like nowadays anyway. So I really can't say that. But I just think that the biggest thing with him was he sounded like Future. I think that hurt him because Future is Future, and there's not gonna be another Future. That's my personal opinion.
I agree with you on that,
especially because Future was popping so big by then. Of course, the labels are gonna shelf you and put their star child or poster boy above someone that sounds exactly like him.
That's a solid point too. So I think you're right, Mook. I think it probably was a little bit of him too that ended up messing himself up because he didn't differentiate his sound, right? He didn't make himself unique, which ended up, for a producer's standpoint, they don't find it interesting at that point. It's like, if you can't give me something that's unique, I don't want to work with you. Like,
and like I said, it's just my opinion, bro. This is not fact, so y'all don't take it and think and hold Lil Mook and think out. It's just my opinion. I don't, there's no fact.
I think it's good though because we're going to talk about something in Keep It or Eat It, which is one of the segments we do that actually deals specifically with this topic. So it'll be good to kind of get more of a perspective on it because actually, like, I agree with you because I think you're right. I think when it comes to like the similarities of artists. Like when it comes, they don't want to hear the same thing over and over again. Like, and neither do the people, right? They like it every once in a while, but once stuff becomes too saturated, they get bored.
It becomes a hard sell.
And it becomes, then you're looking for something new. But we'll get into that. Personally for you. So what's been like the biggest benefit to you being independent? Like what's something you could say like, this is, like I got something really good out of this, like, and I feel better. It's probably what you said, like being able to own 100% of your publishing, as well as earning like 100% of your profit. You're not having to share with any label or anybody,
and then just having control. I mean, I got control of my music, I got control of my masters, I got control of all of my social media's profile. I don't have to ask nobody, hey, can I tweet this out? I mean, it's just a lot of freedom when you talk about being independent. You your own boss.
Right.
And then you can do podcasts like this one.
Yeah, you can just come in and
podcast.
Because we actually ran into that issue. A rapper from here, local Houston rapper, his name's Bo Bundy. He was supposed to hop on this podcast, but like the week he was gonna hop on, he signed to a label, and the label told him he can't do it.
There you go. Prime example. I want full control of everything. So if I ever make it as a big artist, cool. If I don't make it as a big artist, that's cool too. But some kind of way I'm gonna be have my hands in the music industry in some form or fashion.
Of course, and that's interesting what you say because like I see a lot of big independent artists like Snow the Product, Tech Nine, Hobson, where they made their own path in the music industry, and they got such a huge cult following. So it's like even if you don't pop off to mainstream, I mean, you're still fucking making money, living the life of a star without having that excess clout. You got your peoples that rock with you, and they'll rock with you forever.
Yeah, you made a great point. Tech Nine was a great example. Tech Nine is a beast. He's got a cult following, and big salute to him. That was a great example for sure. Great independent.
Huge. Even MF Doom too, like R.I.P. But like, man, that dude was just like, I mean, he had that really cult fan base, had a really people were talking about him being one of the best lyricists of all time. Like still, even though he wasn't like, out there on the mainstream, right? As an independent artist, he was deemed one of the best.
As a
And
lyricist,
like people will still keep him in that conversation, I think, even 10 to 15 years from now as an independent artist, and say, when we're talking about the best lyricist of all time, like MF Doom's gonna be in that conversation versus somebody that's mainstream right now that may be this big, big guy at the moment.
Most definitely.
No.
But yeah, so that it wasn't very long, but that's pretty much our topic. We were just kind of like wanting to know a little bit more about being an independent artist, kind of reeling that in, kind of getting more of an idea of like what that's like what that life is like, right? And I think you've explained it really well, even in like part of topic one. Like we got to talk about it a little bit and see your point of view on it. And I think it's awesome, honestly. I think it's really cool to see like an independent artist just really making waves in his own way. Like you're making your own lane and you're building something, I think, that like long term, I think you're going to be a lot happier with. But that's just my personal opinion.
For sure. I appreciate you saying that, bro.
Oh, of course.
100, man. Like it's true though. You're cutting your own path. And no one can take that away from you. I mean, you own yourself, which is fucking awesome. A lot of people can't say that in the music industry. And
hey man, I see you got a little moves.
Yes, sir. Hey,
that 100, much love and respect.
Yes, sir. We had to do a little light board for you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, man. Y'all make me feel welcome, man. I'm at home
man.
right now. You dig?
Of course, man. That's what this is all about, man. Like I was telling you earlier, and like we started this podcast to meet new people and like just have fun and one of my favorite things is talking to artists, like people that are up and coming, people that are established. Like, it's the coolest thing to get to learn about the music industry and get to learn like what it takes, to be an artist. Like you've taught us a bunch of stuff today that maybe people would have never even thought about. And like I don't know, I really appreciate you coming on here and like talking to us and just educating us, showing us like how you got into crypto and stuff.
Me on, man. This is the first interview I've done in a long time, bro. So I was excited to do it. I appreciate y'all for having me on and keeping me in mind. And like I said, I haven't done an interview in a long time, so this is a lot. That's why I really kind of got out everything I need to get out because I haven't spoke in a long time.
Yeah,
for sure, man. I'm glad you feel comfortable enough with us to like just kind of speak your mind, talk about some of the things that were kind of going on, and really like kind of just see where you are now, what you're doing, like in the work you're putting into like your future and where you want to be. Like I feel like this, like yes, like you did talk about this, right? Like you hit this point where you did feel like, man, like I don't know if I want to do this anymore. But now it seems like you came back hungry, if you know what I mean. That you came back hungry, you came back ready, and I think we're gonna be really excited to see some projects.
Oh yeah, we're here for it, man.
Let me speak on it. Volume 2 is on the way. I planned on dropping it in August, but it don't look like they're gonna happen because I'm gonna have to re-record all the songs. Fucking crazy.
Damn.
So I gotta go re-record all the songs and gotta get them remixed and mastered because something happened with the guy computer. I had one of those middle school moments again where all my damn songs were lost and I didn't have them on an external hard drive, the sessions and that. So I gotta go re-record the whole fucking project.
Damn, dude.
It'll come out at least the fourth quarter of 2021. Sorry.
Bet. No,
well, we're excited regardless. Maybe it'll be a good Christmas present.
Yeah, buddy. So we're gonna need to send you a hard drive, man. We can't have you losing your music.
Yeah, man. I got an external hard drive. I just didn't save my damn sessions on them when I recorded these records.
It happens,
I was
man.
too cool. So yeah, I mean, I got all the beats, got all the lyrics wrote in my phone. I just got to go re-record it. But one thing I tell you, it's nothing like the first time you record something. I don't know if y'all know that, but the first time you record something is always the best.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's raw. It's just straight raw. The emotions there. It's hard to recreate emotion sometimes.
Yeah, it's hard, bro. So,
man, you know what I need you to do, Mook? I need you to get yourself a backup for your backup.
Yeah, a backup.
Yes, sir. And then if you need to, burn it on the disc or something. That way, if something goes down, you still got a copy.
Then you got that mixtape you could just build out of.
Most definitely, man. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Well, what's it called? Up next is our last segment of the night. It's going to actually be brought to you by Dojapalooza.
All right.
So it's actually called it's actually personally one of our favorite segments, which is called Keep It or Eat It. So
Okay.
Keep It or Eat It is where we take user suggestions on just about anything and take a vote on whether it's cool enough to keep or whether we should trash suggestion and eat it to the moon. You can send us Keep It or Eat It suggestions by tweeting us at the Weekly Pod, at Danny_G951, and at It's That Guy Kyle using the hashtag KOY.
All right, let's do it.
So the first one is government acceptance of cryptocurrency. So we've been seeing recently that El Salvador and a few other South American countries have been very accepting of Dogecoin, or not Dogecoin, but Bitcoin. And so they've, I know El Salvador specifically has announced it as its official currency.
Yeah, they actually bought each citizen $30 worth of Bitcoin.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yep. And they don't get taxed on it like we do in terms of capital gains taxes because it's utilized as a currency and not a what is the name of it? Something that you hold, like a stock, the equivalent of that. I forget what it's called, but
that's super dope.
Oh yeah.
So what am I supposed to say? Keep what?
Yeah.
So
if you like it, you keep it. If you don't like it, you eat that.
Keep it for sure.
You keep
Perfect.
it.
Bring that shit over here.
I think that's a keep across the board, man. Because we need to get rid of this whole capital gains tax. Throw that shit out the window. Let us make some money and let us, become a great country again. Let us be rich as fuck. Everyone should be rich as fuck here.
We keeping that, dog.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hell yeah. Next one. T-Pain this has actually happened recently on one of his live streams when he was doing on Twitch. He was listening to some music that he was sent, and honestly, he hated it. He didn't like it. And so he went on a rant, but basically stating that, he thinks that there's already way too many people in the music industry, and especially in hip hop, that's way too oversaturated. He's like, we already have a Lil Baby. We already have Da Baby. We already have a Lil Uzi Vert. We don't need music that sounds like that at this point. Y'all can make something else.
I heard that rant, but what I took from that rant was he wasn't talking to the people that's actually own and established like Lil Baby and Da Baby. I think he was talking to the newer guys that's coming into the industry. He was saying, look, y'all don't go this route. We already got this shit. Don't go this route. Make something different. So I think that's what he was talking about for the newcomers that's coming onto the scene right now. That's how I took it. So
yeah, and that's how I took it as well. But I see him. I see him basically. Okay, perfect. Then you keep that. You think that's a good idea? Yeah. Like I agree with him because I think T-Pain was speaking truth. Honestly, I think he was legitimately just speaking the truth. He was being honest, and he was being honest to a young generation.
My wife on cuss. We back.
Oh, okay. All good. I was like, but yeah, no, I completely agree with T-Pain. I think he's completely right on, and I think he's really good about kind of teaching the younger audience. At this point, that's not what I would see it from the sense of you're going to send something to T-Pain, right? You're sending it to the equivalent of a producer, right? Like he's got a lot of stuff he's worked on directly with people and has he has master's titles. He has things that he has helped produce, right? At this point, you're bringing this piece to a legitimate producer, and he's saying, no, I want you to do something else. Like I see what you guys are doing. We already have that. Make something else. Be unique, be yourself, and that's what's gonna elevate you. And I think him doing that will be of benefit. I think maybe 5 to 10 years from now.
Yeah. I mean,
we'll keep that. We'll keep his rant. I like his rant. Honestly.
Yeah. I like his rant too.
I'll keep it as well because just like Mook said earlier, what could have possibly been what killed Designer's career was he sounded too much like Future, and we have a lot of those people where they just sound too much alike, and we don't need it. We need the Lil Mooks in the world. We need the CA, the Dons.
To be honest with you, bro, I don't listen to a lot of hip hop. I listen to a lot of R&B nowadays because I really feel like everybody sounds the same. So I listen to a lot of R&B.
Yeah. Who's in your playlist right now, if you don't mind me asking?
Right now, I got Summer Walker.
Okay.
I got her.
Oh, I love her. Yeah. Her and Daniel Caesar, bro. I
love Daniel Caesar. I love Daniel Caesar. Let me see who else. Right now I can think off the top of my head. It's in my playlist. I go on the rap side, but he kind of sing to me. But I love Rod Wave.
Okay.
I like Rod Wave as well.
I like Drake too. Drake. He's just an artist. He's just a musician. I like Drake. You know what I'm saying? I like Drake as well. Snow.
Oh, Snow the Product.
Yep, I like Snow.
Yeah.
You know Leon Bridges?
Of course, you can't. Who?
Leon Bridges.
I haven't tapped into that.
I'm gonna put you on. I'm gonna put you on with a couple of songs. He's more old school R&B style. Like he's like a young guy, right? But he's kind of tapped into like
He's
that
full
like
of
almost
soul.
like sitting on dock of the bay, like that kind of style of music.
Oh,
Like
when you hit that note, you reminded me of Khalid. I love Khalid.
Khalid,
Khalid's awesome
yes,
too.
yes.
I appreciate that, by the way. That's very nice.
Yeah, I love Khalid, bro. Like
He's
Khalid,
dope.
I love Khalid. Dope.
He hasn't come out
musician.
with a bad song, honestly. Like I think every single song that I've listened to, I've enjoyed like thoroughly, and I've listened to multiple times, like that I've heard from him.
For sure. Yeah, I love Khalid for sure.
Yes, sir.
But
yeah.
let's see.
Khalid's
Okay,
dope.
next up, Twitter Spaces. So we've been on Twitter Spaces, and a lot of the reason, like we've been able to kind of tap into specific places and learn that is because of it, right? But sometimes they can get a little crazy. And be unnecessary or get wild, or like, do you like Twitter Spaces? Like, do you keep them? Like, would you keep them as something that you think is a benefit to the community, or do you think like we can have better methods to kind of like communicate with one another and still build? Like,
we'll keep Twitter Spaces. I like Twitter Spaces. Basically, just stole Clubhouse idea. I mean, I like Twitter Spaces though.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll keep that.
Okay.
I'd keep it as well.
Same.
I think some people think it's a little bit that it can get a little crazy, but like I kind of like that. I like the human side of it because you're talking to people that you would never talk to on your day to day, right? Like in Twitter Spaces, I've had conversations with people from different parts of Africa. I've had people with conversations with people from like Wales,
Bro, those are
Ireland,
honestly
Australia.
my favorite Twitter Spaces. When you hear like people's perspective, especially in like the crypto space. When you hear people's perspective from other countries and how they're trying to integrate it into their businesses worldwide, like that's my favorite part of Twitter Spaces. To be honest, the amount of information that flows through there at such a quick pace and to so many people, it's crazy. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's dope. I like. I've only been in maybe 4, but I like it.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's good, and I think that's what's it called? I'm glad. I would love to see you jump on some more if you ever get some free time and you're not super busy. Come on and hang out with us sometime.
Yeah, I come on there and kick it with y'all for sure.
Come chop it up. Like I think it'd be pretty fun. I do have a couple of listener questions from some of the Doge community. They definitely wanted to kind of just listen to you and kind of like to ask some questions, and I think they have some good ones, right?
Okay.
Let me pull them up real quick. All right. And I'll give you their names of who they are, so you're aware.
I bet. All right.
So 1 second, then we'll add this back in when it comes back. But
damn it, Kyle, I thought you were gonna be prepared.
I'm sorry. Gotta be better about this. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. So this is coming from Doge Mouse. So he's one of the people that's on there. He goes by Doge Mouse. I know family is extremely important to you. Do you want more kids?
Hell no.
You hit the cap.
You're like, nope.
Simple.
I think that's nice and easy.
Done. No more. Yeah, no more kids.
There you go.
Okay. The next question, also coming from Doge Mouse, is how much weed is smoked during a recording session?
I don't know, man. Back in the day, I used to smoke a lot of weed when I was younger, man. But as the older I got, I found out that it don't take much weed to get high, man. So
just gotta get that good stuff, huh?
I need is one blunt. I'm good.
Hell yeah. Well, that's a bet. Okay, this one goes.
Yeah, one blunt. I'm good, man. I don't need to back like I.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like that's all you. I feel like if you're going to do that, that's all you need to kind of cool off and relax, right?
It just depends on the grade of the weed, right? If you get cheap weed, you need a lot of it, but You get that
Well,
good.
you also don't want to be in the studio like sitting out back like this and just kind of being
yeah.
you just
Yeah,
wait for
but
me. I'll be there.
you can get that good stuff. You're going to know your tolerance, and one blunt does it, and that does it. I mean, you're not trying to get
Now I'm
like...
gonna go ahead and warn you guys. My phone is on 5%, and every time I hook it up to the charger, it just kind of lags. So
Okay.
I'm
gonna
trying to just hold out the interview before I connect my phone up, because every time I hook it to the charger, lag out.
Oh, all good, bro. I'll run 2 more questions and then we'll call it. And then we'll go do the outro. So the Des Bro shows. He goes, and I know you've kind of answered this a little bit, but I want you to hear this piece. When do you predict Doge is going to hit $1? Keep grinding, Mook. Your song Dogecoin to the Moon is a banger. # do only good every day. # Dogecoin to the moon.
Man, I honestly don't know when Dogecoin was going to $1. I thought it would be before the end of 2021, but the way the market is set up right now, I honestly have no idea, bro.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, that makes it nice and easy for me. Okay. And then we answered that one from Signature Doge, but shout out to Signature Doge. He was asking what got you into the rap game. Why do you stay? What would you recommend it? What are some of the biggest challenges you face within the industry?
Like I said earlier, I got into the rap game. I used to do poetry. You know, T.I. was one of my first albums I listened to that made me want to do music. I stick around the music industry because I like, you know, some of the fans and the community. But far as, I mean, it's just a lot of bullshit that come with being in the music industry. So I just stay independent. If you find your pocket in the music space, hell yeah, you can get in and stay around and make you some money and have longevity in it. So I'm not going to discourage anybody from getting into the music game. So if it's something that you love to do, whether you're, you know, poetry artist, make beats, whatever. I mean, I encourage you to get into the music industry and find your space in it. I mean, don't let my experience or somebody else's experience deter you from doing something that you have a passion and love for.
Damn, that was perfectly said, man.
Lil Mook, thank you so much for being
give me
on.
One more. I do one more. My phone on 3%. I do one more question if you got one more for me, dog.
All right, let me see.
While he looks for one, I just want to say thank you for coming through, man.
I do one more question.
Let's see.
Mook,
I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, dude, we appreciate you coming on, man. It's all love here. And before your phone dies, I just want to tell you, anytime you want to come back, just hit us up. Anytime you got a project to produce, send it to us. I mean, a project to promote, send it to us. We'll put it all over our social medias. We'll promote the shit out of it. And we'll love to just keep in contact and do more shit together. Keep collaborating.
Definitely. Well, let's do it, man. Again, I appreciate y'all having me on. I'm on 2% now. It's dying even faster. But I appreciate y'all having me on, man. I look forward to listening to the podcast, and much success to you guys.
Thank you.
And whenever I got something I need to talk about, I'll definitely come back on the platform and speak with you guys about it for sure.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Hit us up.
And so where can the people, the listeners that are listening here, find you on the internet? What's your Twitter, Instagram?
On Twitter and Instagram, it's Lil Mook for real. That's LILMOOK, the number 4 real. Lil Mook for real on Instagram and Twitter. I got a Facebook page, but I barely be on there. It's Lil Mook, just regular Lil Mook. That's basically all the social media platform I really be on. But I don't even really be on Facebook. Normally just really be on Twitter. I get on Instagram from time to time. But you can follow me, I'll follow you back, and we can kind of communicate and converse that way. And I got to plug lilmook.com. Go to my website, lilmook.com, LILMOK.com. I got all my music on there. You can stream my music on my website, and you can also buy it with US dollar, and I also accept cryptocurrency and our favorite coin, Dogecoin, accept it as a form of payment.
That's what's up, bro. That's
thanks,
what's
man.
up. Yeah, thank you for coming.
Being on,
we're gonna link your website on our description and the show notes and whatnot, so people can find it easily. We'll put a link up on our social medias. Like I said, we're gonna promote the shit out of you. Anytime you got a project, just come on through, man. It's all love on our side, and we just want to keep in touch.
Yeah.
Well, sounds good to me, man. It was good to meet you, Danny. It was good to meet you, Kyle. I appreciate y'all having me on, man. Y'all have a good night, bro.
Thank you,
too,
man.
You have a blessed night. Y'all take it easy.
Take care, man.
All right, I'll wrap with you.
Peace.
Bet.
Bro,
all right, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Lil Mook. I gotta say, this was a fun interview on our end. We had a blast. We learned a lot. I genuinely learned a lot, dude. And you know me, I geek out every time I get to talk to someone that's in the music industry. I'm a music nerd. I love how the industry works, and I always want to learn more. And dude, that was fucking dope. I'm not gonna lie. Doge Army is 100. You know,
100%.
100.
100%. But yeah, guys. So thank you guys for listening. If you like what you heard, please give us a 5-star rating and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Also give us a thumbs up on Spotify and a follow, and like us on any other streaming services you listen to. Please tell your friends about us. Word of mouth is the best way to grow. Once again, thank you guys for listening. Big shout out again to Lil Mook for jumping on here with us, and thank you to our sponsors that continue to help support the show. Until next time, peace.
Peace, guys. Thank y'all for listening.
Hey, I just wanna do something to make my mama proud of me. See my kids smile for me, count a lot of money, I'ma jump off in a pile of it. Last night I dreamed at my show, I started crowd surfing, and the crowd loved it. All my life I wanted to be one of the biggest rappers, but that didn't work out how I planned, so it's a continued chapter. If you still trapping but you broke, then you hustling backwards. I know some niggas down that road still locked in them shackles. I talk to them every other week, they can't wait to come home. I know some soldiers in that war that may not make it back home. I'm being patient for success, but why it taking so long? I feel like I just been waiting too long. I dress to impress, depending on what occasion I'm on. It make me smile just to see my daughter face on the phone. When my brother come home, it's a celebration we on. We living life, family trips, we on vacation, we gone. Hey, I just wanna do something to make my mama proud of me. See my kids smile for me, count a lot of money, I'ma jump off in a pile of it. Last night I dreamed at my show, I started crowd surfing, and the crowd loved it. I just wanna do something to make my mama proud of me. See my kids smile for me, count a lot of money, I'ma jump off in a pile of it. Last night I dreamed at my show, I started crowd surfing, and the crowd loved it. All my life I wanted to do something to make you proud. Ever since I was a child, sorry if I let you down. I know I'm the heir to the throne, so I protect the crown until my kid get old enough for me to pass it down. They hug me every day like I just came back in town. Tell them folks I'm back around, cooking up a classic sound. If you in the streets, the police gon' probably pat you down. Came from that same environment, go and ask around. Yeah, we had dreams of being rich and famous. Mama told her them streets were dangerous, but we didn't listen, we just went to banging. Jumped out the porch and went straight to slanging. True story, no entertainment. I got smart and they could contain me. Started my own label, Bounce Back Entertainment, and I hope my mama proud of me now. Good credit, I ain't missed a payment. Yeah, I ain't missed a payment. I just wanna do something to make my mama proud of me. See my kids smile for me, count a lot of money, I'ma jump off in a pile of it. Last night I dreamed at my show, I started crowd surfing, and the crowd loved it. I just wanna do something to make my mama proud of me. See my kids smile for me, count a lot of money, I'ma jump off in a pile of it. Last night I dreamed at my show, I started crowd surfing, and the crowd loved it.
Trap, big jumpin' in back. Trap, I'm making them plays in Delaware. Versace Medusa my underwear. Shoot a fuck nigga, better have head. Yo, whipping the babies all summer. Head with them keys, no organ. Whipping the babies all summer. Head with them keys, no organ. Trap, big jumpin' in back. I'm making them plays in Delaware. Versace Medusa my underwear. Shoot a fuck nigga, better have head. Yo, whipping the babies all summer. Head with them keys, no organ. Whipping the babies all summer. Head with them keys, no organ. Trap, big jumpin' in back. I'm making them plays in Delaware. Versace Medusa my underwear. Shoot a fuck nigga, better have head.
I'm whipping the babies all summer. I woke up and stole a brick in my pajamas. I'm beating the pot, scratching the dope, and giving the crunch to my uncle. Bricks all in the fender, plus I got pounds stuffed in the bumper. I'm killing this mic, eating these rappers. Damn, I'm Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm ballin' them niggas. I handle the rock, I'm shooting these jumpers. My trap is a jungle, cause he going 8 and I keep a llama. Shout out to my mama, I tracked at her spot, doing some numbers. 2008, I swear, I made like 50 band that summer. I'm making these plays in Delaware. Nigga on road running everywhere. I'm strapped with a 40, 30 round clip, hanging right out of my underwear. Never a drought in my hood, I go get them pounds, I left in the Tupperware. Never a drought in my hood, I go get them pounds, I left in the Tupperware.
Whipping the babies all summer. Head with them keys, no organ. Whipping the babies all summer. Head with them keys, no organ. Trap, big jumpin' in back. I'm I'm making them plays in Delaware. Versace Medusa my underwear. Shoot a fuck nigga, better have hair. Whipping the babies all summer. Hey with them keys, no organ. Whipping the babies all summer. Hey with them keys, no organ. Bitch up in the back. I'm making them plays in Delaware. Versace Medusa my underwear. Shoot a fuck nigga, better have hair.
I'm jigging at work, putting these bricks on the road, taking these chances. My bitch in the kitchen, she cooking. I'm making her whipping no panties. I weigh up the cash, selling these gas bags of Los Angeles. I'm eyeballing work, selling these Grammys, whipping these babies, no nannies. My plug speak no English. I always talking in Spanish. We pull up, pop the trunk, switch the cars out and vanish. I'm whipping these babies, selling these orphans like Annie. Trapped out the bando, that's a building, that's a bandit. I'm making these plays in Florida. Brick jump across the border. My Migos, Quavo, all set and take off or take your order. I'm making these plays in Florida. Brick jump across the border. My Migos, Quavo, all set and take off or take your order.
Whipping the babies all summer. Hey with them keys, no organ. Whipping the babies all summer. Hey with them keys, no organ. Bitch up in the back. I'm making them plays in Delaware. Versace Medusa my underwear. Shoot a fuck nigga, better have hair. Whipping the babies all summer. Hey with them keys, no organ. Whipping the babies all summer. Hey with them keys, no organ. Bitch up in the back. I'm making them plays in Delaware. Versace Medusa my underwear. Shoot a fuck nigga, better have hair. Bitch up in the back. I'm making them plays in Delaware. Versace Medusa my underwear. Shoot a fuck nigga, better have hair.